The best competitive budget deck in Pokemon TCG Pocket got a little bit better with the addition of Mythical Island. Let's take a look at the additions that Mythical Island gave to the Blaine Aggro deck. Pretty simply, what Mythical Island gave to the Blaine Aggro deck was a new Ponyta. Now, it also gave a new Rapidash, but for reasons we'll discuss in this video, I don't think that new Rapidash is actually a good addition to the deck. The main ethos of this deck is that you have your card that lets you want to go first. That is, of course, Ponyta. Ponyta into Rapidash is a very powerful and potent combination if you can evolve into that Rapidash from Genetic Apex with its 100 HP and 40 damage attack. That is an excellent start for what you're trying to do. When you have that extra energy, however, you typically want to use it building up a Ninetales, which is your big, beefy boss monster. It's as big as any of your Pokemon get. So, for that reason, I am still running the Rapidash from Genetic Apex, but Ponyta from Mythical Island is an upgrade over the Ponyta from Genetic Apex because it has a higher damage potential. This deck is all about actually inflicting damage, and this Ponyta can do up to 40, while the Ponyta from Genetic Apex has a higher guaranteed amount of damage at 20. However, it is worth pointing out that in a deck that this is the only thing that matters is damage, this Ponyta has on average a higher damage output of 25, depending on the coin flips. This is relevant. Every little bit of damage that you can get out of all of your Pokemon is incredibly important, and the more your cards like Ponyta are able to stand on their own, the better equipped you are to deal with those draws where you aren't actually getting the cards that Blaine actually impacts. With that said, let's take a look at the whole deck so you get an idea of the context here. This is the list that I have been playing, and there is one thing here that I do that I don't think a lot of other people do, and that is play a red card instead of a Giovanni. I have found that Giovanni felt very clunky for me in this deck, and I preferred the ability to use Sabrina's for tempo and sniping. So when I had the ability to put a Giovanni in here, he just seems so much lower output than all of the Blaines. I don't think there are many decks that I would run 3 Giovannis in, and adding a third Giovanni here, which effectively the Blaines are the first two, is not how I want to play this deck. I view this as a deck that has to drag people down to its level. And so even though red card is very often not a high value card, even though red card is very often not going to be a playable or good card, the same actually applies to Giovanni a lot of the time. You're going to be playing Blaines, you're going to be playing Sabrinas, you're not going to actually be able to play that Giovanni. And so I have gone, instead of the extra 10 damage, in order to get a little bit of disruption some of the time in situations where it is relevant, to play a red card in that slot instead. The basic premise of this deck is to get out of the gates as fast as possible. You want to be attacking early, you want to be doing a ton of damage. This deck is very good into a lot of things right now. For example, Celebi EX falls to a Ninetales Flamethrower plus a Blaine, thanks to, of course, the fact that that does 120 damage, and type advantage makes it up to 140. This also is a deck that does not have a lot of weaknesses in terms of giant EX Pokemon, where much of the rest of the metagame sort of swirls around, do I hit the breakpoint to beat your EX Pokemon? This deck cares a lot more about individual damage and the ability to chip things down. That's not to say it doesn't have pretty substantial weaknesses. Since Fire doesn't have a Hitmonlee or Electabuzz type, this deck can get really walled by a Druddigon and then shut off by a Gyarados or really whatever big threat is sitting behind the Druddigon. The deck is very good at consistently outputting Ninetales damage, but because you want to run 5 basics, you also end up with some fairly clunky draws a decent amount of the time. You're going to have these games where you have like Farfetch'd and Ponyta and nothing to evolve them into, and you have the Ninetales in hand, but you don't have the Vulpix. And because this deck is so efficient with its energy, if you use an energy inefficiently, you could get really punished for that, even if the reason you used the energy inefficiently was because your draw demanded that you do so. This deck is a deck that sort of caps out at attacking with the Rapidash and then having Ninetales on the back end. Once you get that 2 energy on Ninetales and start attacking with it, though, all your energy ends up getting devoted to the Ninetales because you have to discard one every time. Ninetales is a phenomenally powerful Pokemon, but that does mean that you have some real weaknesses here, notably the Druddigon Gyarados decks, but you are good into some of the smaller mid-range decks. Pikachu EX, for example, especially now that they're not playing a lot of Zapdos EX. Extremely good matchup. When you're able to deal with stuff like a Pikachu EX coming in just boom, 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 and they have the weakness of stuff costing 2 prizes, and nothing you have costs 2 prizes, you can do some real damage there. You also are typically fairly good at going under a lot of the non-Drudagon mid-range decks. Celebi EX obviously is a very good matchup as well. I think that this list has a ton of potential, but it is sort of fundamentally limited by the fact that this is, on its face, a budget deck. This deck is built to only use cards that have 2 stars or lower, and I think it's very good that a deck like this exists. There's also maybe some competition springing up in terms of budget decks. These far-fetched Marshadow Hitmonlee decks are pretty interesting as well. We might be able to cover those in the future, but it's just very important to me that people know that there are budget options for competitive level decks in Pokemon TCG Pocket. I don't think this deck is going to be the best in the game, but it has had multiple top 8 finishes in multiple tournaments. This is not a deck that you can afford to ignore, and it is a deck that you can build extremely easily, almost immediately upon starting the game Pokemon TCG Pocket, because it is so easy to make everything you need for this deck with pack points. Blaine is the star here, and I do think that he is the only reason this deck is actually able to function. I have had a ton of success because of this card, and if it didn't exist, I don't think this deck would exist. Blaine adds 30 damage to your attacks. This makes you able to actually hit some of the lower EX breakpoints in the metagame. One of the best things this deck can do is Ninetales down relevant EX Pokemon like Pikachu EX and Celebi EX, and that is all thanks to Blaine. If you had to be 1-for-1 trading like that, like if you send in your Ninetales, hit for 90, they KO'd your Ninetales, you had to send in another Ninetales, you don't have the energy for that. So having the ability to deal with the low range of EX Pokemon HP is very, very important, and Blaine is what gives you that ability. It might seem a little weird that I'm prioritizing Sabrina over Giovanni here, but I think with the amount of backline shenanigans and Drudagon in the metagame right now, I don't really have a choice but to prioritize Sabrina over Giovanni. There's a lot of stuff that will wall you. There's a lot of stuff on the backline that is weak that you need to get out there to disrupt their ability to evolve into stuff. Fire doesn't have a Hitmonlee. Our best shot is getting that Magikarp and yanking it out to the front line and sending a Drudagon back. That's what we can do in those matchups. Do that to a Magikarp, do that to a Greninja. Those are the ways in which we win those matchups. If we can just stack up some prizes, yank something back, that's what we're trying to do. And we are only really able to win those matchups because of this card. It is not just because I have 2 full art Sabrinas. The 5th basic slot in this deck has been a lot of things for me. I've tried old Magmar, I've tried new Magmar, but I eventually just landed on Farfetch'd. It's just an aggressive card that I think is better positioned. The retreat cost on Magmar was not really ideal, even if that 80 damage flamethrower for the Mythical Island Magmar was fairly interesting. What it basically meant was every time I opened with Magmar as my only option, I was losing. And every time I opened with Farfetch'd as my only option, I was actually able to put some pressure on and deal with some things. Farfetch'd is actually quite good into several matchups. Like, this is a card that is very good at applying early pressure and forcing your opponent's walls to get out of the way and setting up, let's say they have a 130 HP Mew EX, right? Well, okay, you hit that for 40, that's 90. Guess what does 90? Ninetales does 90. Now they have to choose if they want to explore that out and risk that, and that's just a really, really good thing to have access to. The card is not nearly as good as any of your other evolutionary cards, but I do think it is significantly better than any other Magmar type thing that you would run here. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed it. I do have a real special place in my heart for budget decks where I just really enjoy that budget decks exist in a game like this, and that people are able to play them to a reasonable level of competitive efficacy. And I think more than that, playing a deck without EXs is unique and fun and weird, and is a different experience with a different tone and tenor than the typical, I have an EX that has the breakpoints that beats your EX, I guess the game's over because my EX out breakpoints you type stuff. This is a much more dynamic deck than that. And I do really appreciate that not only is it a budget deck, but it also brings a dimension to the game that typically gets elided in EX versus EX matchups. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to stick around for the gameplay. We're going to have a little bit of that after this. As always, I have been KM Best, aka KM Pocket. You have been KM Phenomenal, and I will see you in the next one. Enjoy the gameplay. Like, you're a dick. I was like, all right, I won't BM anymore. Yo, Farfetch'd. Dude, Farfetch'd is doing everything he can to point out how much better he is than Magmar. Like, actually everything. He's just like, you know, imagine if I was a Magmar, you'd be dead right now. and he's right. If this was a Magmar, we would be dead right now. As a Farfetch'd, we're probably still dead, but whatever. Our hand is super bad. It happens. Uh-oh. Wonderful! I love my opponents on Mewtwo EX drawing all of their cards! Oh, God. Cool. I get to play 0 cards on my turn, and they played 4. Is that good? Okay, so in my deck, 2 Pokeball, 4 Basics, 2 Professor's Research. Sure. I mean, you got my ass, bro. I am not doing anything this game. Okay. Farfetch'd does got this. It's so real. Of course it's the wrong one. Oh no, man. I'm really tempted to Sabrina here. They seemed desperate to not have this situation happen. Like, they were really interested in getting the Mew out. Yeah. Get back out here, you piece of shit. I've got a leak to hit you with. Get back out here. I've got a leak for your bitch ass. Get back out here. I got a leak for your bitch ass, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God, please work. This is such a shitty plan. Chat, do you see my plan next turn? Do you see the greatest plan of all time? Oh, now it's not even like a joke plan. It's just an actual awesome plan. This was a joke plan where we were going to go for the... It didn't work. But like now it's like an actual plan that works because Rapidash. Give it the extra fire energy just because. And kaboom. Suck it, Mewtwo! I got a leak for your ass, bro. Get fucking leaked on. Get leaked. We don't even like win. We literally, like, we don't even win. We just die to, like, various Sammy shenanigans. Like, we just get stalled out by Mews forever. The good news is that as long as we're doing 40, they have to be afraid of a Vulpix Ninetales. So maybe we can force their Sammys early. Yeah, we leaked all over them. We leaked all over them, dude. They got fucking leaked. It's like, if they leave this Mew EX out here, they do lose. And it kind of looks like that's what they're doing. Yep, GG. Get fucking leaked, bro. Get fucking leaked. It's over. Yeah, leaked on. Absolutely leaked. Absolutely leaked nanigans. Just in case. Real. Yo, the far-fetched angle. Hand off. We're gonna leak slap this shit out of it. Yeah, far-fetched is colorless. It's impossible for it to fuck my energy that way. It'll try, but it can't do that. Ooh, this one's the one that does 50 to the back line, right? It's a really legitimate mon right here. Probably should have drawn first. Kind of a dumbass move on my part. Slap. Star UX is 130, so they'd go up to 90. Not the end of the world. I need to give my Farfetch'd some flair. The free-to-play hero, you know? The free-to-play hero is still the free-to-play hero. That's a guy whose name we need to put some respect on, I think. I have to shave this part of my beard so bad. It's just like around the ear. Ridiculous. Okay, so they're just gonna let the star you die? Big fan of that. Yeah, this card's kind of scary. Good thing we have the Ninetales now. So otherwise, this card was going to be able to do that shit. You know what I mean? As is, it's Leak Slap into if you bring that in here, the Ninetales blows it up. Okay, yeah, this is like an extremely strong case for Farfetch'd being better than Magmar. If this was Magmar instead of Farfetch'd, we would have lost so hard. It's gotta be. Yeah, there's no way around it. It's gotta be Farfetch'd. The Magmar is so bad. No chance. All right, Fetched, you have another chance to show your quality. Much worse hand this time. Okay. Making me regret not having Geo in here. Making me regret not having Geo in here. God, that would be so nice if I was able to Geo this. I would love that. Unfortunately, I don't think, like, I'm gonna get Executor. It's not great. One shots a Celebi with Blaine. Yeah, I mean, so does a lot of stuff. So does a lot of stuff. Alright, surely we never get Executor EX here. Surely they just beef it, you know? God, this would have been a great red card. Shit. We die? Oh. Weird. We're just gonna try and draw cards. Hope they lose a bunch of coin flips. Yeah, sick. hope they lose a bunch of coin flips, and surely it all works out from here. Okay, goddamn, dude. This might be the single least playable hand of all time. I simply require 1 9 tails. I simply require 1 9 tails. Please. We're gonna sit on it all the way through, just chilling on the 9 tails. Damn. Come on, 9 tails. Awesome. Awesome. When I said 9 tails, I didn't mean 9 tails in a row. When I said 9 tails, I didn't mean 9 tails. Fuck me, dude. Surely. Thank God. Oh my God. Right on time, buddy. Hiya! I need to be specific? Yeah, I needed to be specific. I should have specified not 9 tails. But see, I was specific and then we got them on. Sure, yeah. I'll win at 40 instead of at 50. Entire hand of full art trainers I didn't get to show him. I mean, going first is going first. Hey, let's go. What's this? 60 plus 90? We can two-shot that. Okay. We have an X speed to undo that. So I think we just say we take the 75%er here. And yeah, I think that's just the move. We take the 75%er here. Ooh. Ooh. We just need to not die right now. Come on, buddy. Don't do it. Okay. Hey, we love that. These Blaines don't do anything. These Blaines don't do anything. Uh-huh. I mean, they're flipping for 6. But we just nine tails through their entire everything at this point. I guess they could, if they have a Celebi EX right now. Isn't red card no good in most cases? I mean, that's why it's only a 1-of. All right, so just beef all these flips, my man. What? All right, well, that was not correct. That was wrong as hell. Now you're in the exact same position, but you die. Like, you're in the exact same position, except the Celebi just dies. I get why they couldn't do it. They were like, I can't give up my Celebi. But, like, brother, you kind of had to. I don't know if you know what 90 plus 20 is, but I do. I know what 90 plus 20 is. They know what 90 plus 20 is, too. They figured it out. They know what 90 plus 20 is, baby. Hand's pretty mediocre. Ooh, matchup's pretty mediocre. We need a Rapidash. Now, the good news is, if we get that Rapidash, Rapidash Blaine next turn is something I will do. Like, I will absolutely attempt to obliterate a Coffin. Because if they get to a Wheezing, I'm pretty sure we cannot win. Okay, they've already done too much. I'm already feeling like we're dead if we don't get this Rapidash. I'm already feeling like we're dead if we don't get this Rapidash. Boy. Well. The coin flip is good. But I think we're fucked. You play new or old Rapidash? I play old Rapidash. Okay, yeah. So the difference in this game is that they drew 4 more cards than me so far. Which is bad. I don't know if you know this. All right, here's the deal. I don't know if Smokescreen continues to work or count me as the defending Pokemon, but even if it does, I'll take the 50-50. It doesn't! Let's go! Let's go! Oh, yeah. Let's go. Banger alert, dude. Blaine going crazy. By the way, just throwing this out there, please don't have another fucking Wheezing. What do you think of the new mini set so far? I have been a fan. I think I'm just supposed to blow up this coughing since I don't have a Blaine. But I almost wonder if I am supposed to Sabrina the Scolipede in here. I can Sabrina the Scolipede in here, or I can get rid of any potential Weezings forever and ever. And I'm opting for that one. There are no more Weezings that are allowed to exist. They're not real. Now, this 140 HP is a problem, but if they play any Pokemon, they then die to Sabrina. You Sabrina me. Why are you letting me just do that? Go nuts. I don't care. I would have done that for free. How are you going to poison the Ninetales? It's going to keep doing its thing. I would have done that for free. A thing that isn't Ninetales takes damage and I get to 90 the Scolipede? Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Ain't doing 120. Don't have Erica. Nice. That's 80. Indeed. I guess they wanted a point. They could have won the game, I think. I mean, we drew the Blaine and top decked out of it. But if they just, like, did that trade with the Ninetales, and we didn't get to that Blaine, they would have won the game. Like, they would have had a 50 HP thing, and we would have needed to get a Blaine in order to beat that 50 HP. We had nothing else. The holding pattern we were in before they played that card was better for them, odds-wise, than after they played that card. That card reduced their chances of winning. Well, that's fucking terrible. We're gonna have to use both X speeds just to get this card the fuck out of here. I've never seen so many cards drawn that do so nothing. This is a really incredible amount of not doing anything that's happening right now. We're just getting shittered. A Ninetales is our best draw by a nearly impossible margin. I don't have Gyarados EX. Can I use the old Gyarados? You cannot use the old Gyarados. We have basically two turns to get to a Ninetales. Dude, this is insane. I'm just gonna fire one of these off. I don't have anything better to do with them. Eight cards left. Ninetales, Rapidash are just those cards. Okay. 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 It has to be a Ninetales. We're 25% to get it. There we go. Roar! Roar! All we had to do was get to a Ninetale. We still don't have any Rapidashes, which is also pretty funny. They're, I believe, 100% dead here. Because even if they have something that can tank through this, it will still lose to... Yeah, it's like 110, 90 plus 20. We're doing the same 90 plus 20 math as earlier. Doing the same 90 plus 20 math as earlier. Yep. Okay, not a wonderful hand, but actually it is kind of a wonderful hand. This is really good. We got to make sure that we're not getting, nice. We got to make sure that we're not getting, shenanigans. Could you play the Ninetales to prevent that play that turn? If the Ninetales dies, I don't have a way of winning anyway. And also, I guess. But it just wasn't on my radar. Sending out the Ninetales there, letting it eat 60, and then retreating it, we don't have the energy to do that. Like, it doesn't win us the thing that we need. It doesn't win us the game the way we need it to win us the game. New Garrett EX is stronger than stage 2? Yeah, man. Okay, now our hand is, like, we have 0 evolutions. We have absolutely 0 evolutions. I don't like it. What? Right, okay, sure, yeah. I don't have any evolutions for anything, so... we just keep doing this and being sad. It's basically hitting for as much as a Rapidash is, though. Got that going for us. Any evolution. Any evolution, please. An evolution of some kind. Come on, Rapidash. Oh my god. That's just for the good luck coin. Oh, shit. Now they get to just have that guy because we didn't get a Rapidash in our top 13 cards. Man. I'm sad. I'm so sad. Okay, they have the big Rapidash. They retreated out because we suck. Hopefully they missed some coin flips. Honestly, probably an upgrade. My hand was very bad. Oh my god. Alrighty. Phenomenal. Well, we are pushing them out of this on energy, at least a little bit. Whatever they send in either dies or is Rapidash and is thus threatened by Blaine. We can X-speed this Ponyta out. And then if we get to a Blaine, we always win. Or if we get to a Sabrina, we always win. Yeah, okay. This is perfectly acceptable, I believe. Okay, now, this is the frustrating bit, though. We're going to start drawing these Rapidashes. Natch. Natch. Yep. We have won, though. We have definitely won. We have definitely won. We have pulled it off. We don't need no stinking Rapidashes.